My name is Roddy Dean Pippin, TDCJ number 1276478. More than 5 years ago, I was apprehended for rustling cattle in Hardeman County, and I was sentenced to 4 two-year consecutive state jail sentences.
My name is Bob McCausland. My involvement with Roddy Pippin began a little more than 3 years ago when I was actively involved in the prison entrepreneurship program here in Texas. That program, like other reforms in the Texas prison system, is not available to Roddy because Roddy is a state jail offender, even though he's being permanently housed in the state prison system. Therefore, I offer to him my assistance on an independent basis. During this time, I became familiar with Roddy's extraordinary circumstances. In a nutshell, Roddy stole cattle as a teenager, but then he admitted his crime and fully cooperated. He had no prior offense. Faced with a local confinement arrangement that presented a significant risk of death, Roddy and his mother decided to agree to an unconventional plea offer provided by the then DA that involved 4 separate 2-year state jail sentences, with the understanding that Roddy's extensive medical needs would be met within the state jail system. As Roddy now knows, state jails don't offer 24/7 medical care, the level of medical care needed for Roddy to survive. Roddy's 8 years of stacked state jail sentences therefore deny him of the medical care that he needs in order to survive, and also denies Roddy of the reforms that are available to other inmates that surround him, and parole opportunities that are available to other inmates that surround Roddy. This housing arrangement is inconsistent with the plea bargain that he agreed to and is of questionable legality.
I do fear for my health and I fear for my life, most importantly. I'm not sure I'll survive it.
To be clear, any theft makes me angry. I've personally assisted law enforcement for many years and I'm completely committed to ensuring justice. But I'm also committed to looking out for those who are less fortunate than me and who commit themselves to doing what's right. And I'm particularly sensitive to those who are in some ways disadvantaged and those who have fallen through the cracks of our justice system. Roddy is one of those people.
My condition is severe. I suffer from extreme hypoglycemic episodes and hyperglycemic episodes, and it's something that will never go away. I'll always be diabetic, and someday it'll probably kill me. I just hope it's later than sooner.
Roddy was born on New Year's Eve, 1983. At age 6, he got sick and didn't get any better. He was diagnosed as having a severe form of type 1 diabetes with a rare complication known as Samogi effect. I understand that many individuals of Native American descent suffer from diabetes, but few have such a severe form as Roddy. In a letter to the president of the Texas and Southwestern Cattle Raisers Association, Mrs. Sanchez of Palo Pinto County states the following: I've known Roddy since he was in junior high school. He and my son were best friends. The first time I met Roddy, I thought he was a very nice and well-mannered kid. I learned very quickly just how sick he was. He and my son were out riding horses, being little boys, when Roddy suddenly passed out, slumping over onto my son in the saddle. My son was so scared and rushed him home to his mother, who had to medicate him to bring him back to consciousness. Ever since that day, that little boy has had a very special place in my heart. I didn't even know at the time that he had been so sick for so many years already. I couldn't even understand how a young child could be so sick. The Lord had blessed me more than I knew with my healthy little boy. Mrs. Sanchez continued, He knows my grandchildren. They spend a lot of time with him. And they seem to adore him. He takes them to church with him. He has matured spiritually, and he has been a great inspiration to many. I cannot believe that anyone thinks that his crime was so heinous that he deserves to die for it. If you do incarcerate him again, and he does die while in there, I know in my heart that he will then be in a better place. But I just don't think that would be justice. I think that would be more like murder. I think that he should be seen as an example of what a person can do with his life after the choices he has made, than a person that had to die for something so undeserving. Being an acute type 1 diabetic with Somogyi effect, causing dangerous, dramatic, and uncontrollable swings in blood sugar levels, Roddy requires near constant medical care. His body does not produce insulin, therefore he requires up to 6 insulin injections a day just to stay alive. The severity of his disease requires the use of a type of insulin that is non-standard within Texas prisons and jails. The cost is high and the treatment is difficult, requiring 24/7 attention. Failure to manage his condition within the system causes and has caused permanent physical damage and can even cause death. While in the system, Roddy suffered numerous medical emergencies. Ultimately, Judge Juanita Pavlik granted Roddy 2 years of shock probation in November of 2007.